Good morning and welcome to episode 1705 of Hard Factor. It is Wednesday, May 7th, 2025. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor. If you need more Hard Factor, today I'm going to kick us off. And we've all got goofy stories. So it's going to be me, Wes, Pat, and then Mark. But also, before we get into the goofy stories, India did attack Pakistan. Or, you know, there's at least explosions inside of the disputed area. Mm-hmm. So it's happening. So we just figured we'd sort of workshop that before moving on to nothing but
we're a lot sillier than the India-Pakistan border is what we are. Yeah. Silly gooses.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's
going to be butter their chicken. We're going to butter their chicken.
They did. Did you
We're
see
going to bake them like my nanny bakes naan.
Yeah.
You know? Turn Pakistan into a big tandoori oven.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it looks like. A lot of explosions in the videos there.
Going to fill their country with bombs like we fill a nice samosa.
Yeah.
A bomb samosa.
A bomb samosa.
Yeah.
Yeah. The military is just hungry.
It'd be a good name for a dish at an Indian restaurant.
Bomb samosa.
Yeah. The samosa bomb. So we'll see what happens here. A lot of memes going around. If you haven't seen it yet, you surely will, of the Simpsons thing where the people are egging the two apes on to fight. That meme, it's been released a lot.
The streets will look like Rogan Josh.
Hell yeah.
No.
Great one, Mike.
It's a very red dish.
Beefy meal.
Really gruesome looking dish.
Well, yeah, so that's what's going on. You guys looking into it any further? I just saw that like the attacks were happening, or there was explosions sort of right before we taped.
Yeah, I decided not to spend the last 20 minutes looking into it. Saw it happen 15 minutes ago, and
Yeah, so that's we'll get you more details on that, you know, as they emerge. But
we'll give you a death toll tomorrow.
That's fresh. Surely you'll see a lot about it as this day goes on. Yeah, that's a lot of that sentiment.
Fuck them.
Wait, are you doing a Paki or an Indian accent?
Hard to tell.
Yeah. That's the problem. Is they're so similar. Why are they fighting?
Right on the border, right there. Well, religion, Wes. Religion.
I know.
Religion.
Pakistan say their next move was nukes, maybe?
They said they could do the nukes. They did say maybe we'll do but we'll see. You know,
like
maybe cooler heads prevail.
The next move is I'm gonna go get my gun. Okay,
right.
Putin just said that too.
Yeah,
he says
tough
that.
Guy.
I feel like Putin's got a reminder on his calendar that's like quarterly. He's like, go threaten people with nukes. And then every quarter he just kind of hits that. He's like, you know, I could do the nukes if I wanted
but
to.
But Putin's a bitch. He'll be like, hopefully you won't force my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does the veiled threat thing.
He tries to say, don't make me do it. You're making me do it.
Hopefully nuclear weapons
you make me do everything.
Yeah.
You make me drink the antler blood. You make me do all of this.
Pakistan was a little more direct. They were like, we are pretty sure they're going to attack us, and we don't like that. And if they do,
if so,
we might nuke them.
Yeah. Maybe going to make me fuck my harem.
Yeah. He doesn't want to.
Look at what you've made me do.
You made me fuck my harem.
Yeah. His back is against a wall, you know?
Yeah, it's tough. He forced his hand. But yeah, I mean, but also India's saying, hey, our hand was forced by the old terrorist attack there, you know, that we covered that was totally insane. So, you know, hey, we'll see how this plays out. We'll give you a little rundown later on once we have more details on this one. But probably looking like a little bit of a war there, maybe. At least a battle. At least a skirmish.
Who takes the sides? Like, what are the big countries that are going to be on each? Like Iran.
That's what the meme is about, Wes. Because it seems like all the big countries are just going to be like, "Hey, let's sell them weapons." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Afghanistan has a lot of our weapons, and they're going Pakistan.
Well, right. So they're going to donate all those ones that we left during the Kabul pullout.
Isn't Russia boys with India now?
they're BRICS, I think.
Yeah, when weren't they buying oil and shit?
Russia and India are kind of buddy a little bit, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The island BRICS is Iran, but
Brazil,
India is like a friends with them. Yeah.
Okay.
Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, and the UAE.
What's it
That's
called in
BRICS.
MS-13 when you're in training? Like what Kamar was? That's what India is with BRICS.
Chululo?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
India's the Cholula
They're tight with BRICS.
Check.
Yeah, check
They're
it.
tight. They're tight with BRICS, but I don't think they're the original I. I think that's Iran.
Tapatio?
If you
Yeah.
keep working, we'll give you the real Bulls hat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. If India wins this, then maybe BRICS gives a second I for India. And
You got to wear the Pippen shoes until you've earned the Jordans.
Is the UT horn sign the same as MS-13? The Hokum
I
sign?
guess so. That would make sense.
Your
University of
flashing gang
Texas.
signs? That's smart.
Well, I'm talking
Well,
about.
they're a terrorist
That's
organization.
Hokum.
Yeah.
Hokum.
Yeah, there you go. You might want to clarify that.
Horns down, baby. Makes it even better. It's going against. Okay. Better news. You guys got any more on India, Pakistan? Any more analysis there?
No.
Any more nuggets?
One more quip in the accent, Wes. Come on, you go.
I only wrote 5. We're going to smear them like a paneer.
There you go.
Okay.
Going to cheese them like a paneer.
Yeah.
Cheese them.
Going to grate them.
Great. Yeah. Ooh.
Going to
Yeah.
grate them.
The greater. Yeah. Hey, speaking of all that cooking, it's a great segue, Wes. Vote for Chef Jimmy England. Okay. And America's favorite chef on Facebook. You go to favechef.com 2025 Jimmy England /Jimmy-England. Jimmy is a longtime Hardo Hive member, a badass pitmaster at Lay Barbecue based out of Texas. And he is number 2 right now in America's favorite chef. So vote for Jimmy.
Damn,
Yeah.
I've eaten at La Barbecue. Is it La Barbecue or Lay Barbecue?
Lay Barbecue. It looks like
not
it's
in
more
Austin,
of a
no.
catering deal. Yeah, I think it's not out of Austin, but it is Texas barbecue. And he has a lot of great pics of pit mastering out there. Vote for Jimmy.
Got a lot of picks.
Also, shout out to listener. What's up?
Oh no, I was saying he's got a lot of good picks.
Oh yeah, a barbecue pitmaster's got a lot of good picks.
That's one of the best jobs for pictures.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much better. Yeah. Also, another listener, shout out to listener Andy MC in the Hardo Hive for submitting this, our first story, to us on X. And it's a doozy, fellas. Iowa's News Now tweets a criminal complaint says the Iowa City man got caught huffing air duster, assaulted his husband with the can, then tried to use it as a makeshift flamethrower against police. And then it shows
Whoa.
Christopher Gingrich, which when you look at Gingrich spelled out, it really should be Gingerich,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Gingerich is not a man. He's like a dark elf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like
Dark
he's
elf
living
vibes.
inside of a fantasy film.
Yeah,
he
is he
does.
Sauron?
He's got
Yeah.
swords.
What?
Saw that guy at the Renaissance Festival a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And the garage where he was huffing his duster is his Mount Doom, Mark. Yeah, I mean he's a mystical guy right here. And I'm going to tell you straight out of CBS 2 Iowa, the criminal complaint said that Christopher Gingrich. There's a closer shot. There's a high HD version of the mugshot.
Look
for
at
you.
that ear cover or the hair covering
The
his
hairline.
pointy ass ears.
Oh yeah. Do you think he got them pointed into elf ears on the tips? You can't tell because the hair's covering it, but he may have. And
I mean,
Chicken reg, you know.
no bullshit. This guy could act. This guy
He's
could
like- yeah,
easily
Yeah.
could in a different world could have gone to Los Angeles and been a bad guy.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, Pat, good guy or bad guy? I was joking. It's
Come
obvious,
on.
obviously,
obviously
bad
a bad guy. He's like
Yeah.
evil Elrond from Lord of the Rings. You know, Elrond, the high elf. It's like the
That's what
dark
I'm saying.
version of that. Yeah,
What?
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, Elrond.
Yeah, of course. Elrond.
Elrond. You guys get it?
The dark elf.
Elrond. No, but he's the high elf. Anyway.
Oh, the high elf.
The elf king. Just don't.
Don't give him
the
the
Rings.
ring.
King of the elves.
Christopher Gingrich. That's him. And
Yeah.
Gingrich again. GI. Look at this word, Gingrich. That's ginger itch. It's Gingrich is hard for me to say once I see it spelled out. It's spelled gingerish.
His hair could be confused as red. Will he's gingerish.
Yeah, gingerish. It makes Newt Gingrich. Like it's a lot of Gingriches out there. You don't realize. Anyway, so that's Christopher Gingrich, 51, Iowa City. He was in the garage of the condo he shares with his husband in the 1100 block of Mormon Trek Boulevard on Sunday.
Why do you say it like that?
What do you mean? He shares it with his husband.
Well, I don't know. You kind of emphasize husband.
Why'd you just text me gross?
Do you want me to? do you want me to change the details?
I didn't hear it, but I got the text.
You think you get a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses on Mormon Trek Boulevard?
Yeah.
In the garage with his husband.
Yeah. It's for a cop.
Just kidding.
I thought it may have been surprising. Did you guys think this dude had a husband?
No. Didn't think
This
he had
guy's
any partner.
Gingerich is full of surprises, Will.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I thought that may have been the husband could have been a decent reveal there, but he does have a husband who he lives with on the 1100 block of Mormon Trek Boulevard, and that's where he was. He was in the garage Sunday evening when his husband burst into the garage to find him huffing a can of aerosol dust cleaner. Hopefully for him, he had the Dust Off XL because that's the one you want.
What is he, 16 years old?
He in his mind, yeah. Look at him.
It's just nitrous, right?
No,
Not even.
Absolutely not.
It's
very different than nitrous.
Way worse, I think.
Oh, really? So that's not the same as like huffing like whipped cream bottle?
No, it's way worse.
Oh shit, Pat, you got his listing. That's him. So
this is a house in the complex. So this could have been the garage right here.
So it's like a condo like that. So it's not necessarily his
way
his
those guys have that grill.
Right, true. Good point.
You don't think?
No way.
No.
No way.
No.
Okay.
Not because you'll even see some of the details here. His husband tried to take the can of Dust Off away from Gingrich. But that's when Gingrich is accused of taking the can and smacking his husband's hand with it. Yeah, exactly. Probably threatening him with the sound of the duster and then smashing it onto his hand. And so his husband's upset. His hand is mangled. Gingrich then barricaded himself in the garage with, I'm assuming he has like boxes maybe of old Dust Off cans that he's already gone through.
Oh,
and so he just, he hid inside.
Yeah.
He fashioned himself a fort for his Dust Off. For his dusting.
He was making the fort, and then he was like, "Oh shit, there's still some in this one." And before he put it back,
that's got
exactly
hands. Dust off.
Got to make sure there's no empties.
Pat, you've got a lot of dust off.
Yeah, you doing some Gingrich over there?
You think that's it?
You have way too much. What are you doing with all that?
It's real dusty over here. Or it was.
Pat loves a clean computer.
Okay.
Orders them by the case, just in case.
It says the intentional
Okay,
misuse by deliberately inhaling contents may be fatal. You don't see that a lot. It
It
says
can be.
this is interesting. This product can be ignited under certain circumstances.
Ha! Excellent, Pat. Excellent segue again, because when Gingrich barricaded himself inside the garage, the officers got in trying to find him, but the spray, as you say, Pat, is potentially flammable. And so Gingrich lit a lighter. And so he's inside his box of empties, of empty Dust Off cans, and he lit a lighter in front of his fresh can of Dust Off. And he's like, basically like, it's a standoff, bitches.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got to let Gingrich
spray
go.
you.
Everyone's got to just leave Gingrich alone when he's getting in these moods, because he's gonna do this. Like he's gonna burrow and he's gonna shoot you with flames. Right?
Yeah, he did. Pat's give a great example. Pat, see how he does it? You light the light. Now it's charged, and as soon as you hit that duster,
do it, Pat.
Don't do it. Don't do it,
Pat.
Don't do it.
Pat.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
As
you can see, it's very flammable. Extremely Look, it's whoa.
We'll add it in post.
Look at those huge flames that could potentially go off. And so so he held the cops at bay with that, but then he probably just did what Pat did and tried to light it. It didn't work. And then the police say that Gingrich refused to drop the lighter and dust can when asked. And then officers went to arrest him. He was squirming and flailing, probably after the failed attempt at lighting him on fire. Chris Gingrich is charged with assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer, interference with official acts, displaying a weapon, and first offense domestic abuse, obviously for smashing the can on his husband's hand with bodily injury. The assault charge involving police is classified as a Class D felony, so he's got $5,000 bond. So
Impressive usage, multi-usage of the can. Gets high with it, uses it as a weapon two
Yeah.
ways. Bashes the husband with it, flamethrower. I mean, the guy's resourceful. If he could just put his mind to other things besides huffing dust, you know?
But this guy, Mark, the can is like part of his body. Like,
No, yeah. he's-
Gingrich
he's-
and the
he's
Dust
real
Off
good with
XL
it.
can are one. You
It's
know
like
what I mean? Yeah,
Right. It's like Pele
He's-
with the soccer ball or, you know. Like,
exactly. He's the Pele of
Yeah.
Dust Off.
Right.
Yeah.
It says hundreds of uses, hundreds of everyday uses.
Well, how many times do you get high a day, Pat? You tell us how many times before it comes empty.
Well, this particular bottle offers 120 2 to 3 second blasts
Okay.
That's
under
perfect.
normal conditions.
Right. He's not doing 3-second blasts, so
Oh, he's doing 10-second blast,
He's
bro.
doing 10
And then he's off.
Tolerances. Yeah.
Yeah.
He might have it pushed down the whole 123 seconds.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, no, it would be more than that. But
he's
it'd
getting
be
5 blasts
100
out of that thing.
It'd be 360 seconds.
Yeah. 5 or 6 blasts. Yeah. Yeah, he does minute blasts.
He's filling the garage with that stuff.
If he farts, he might blow up.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, hopefully, he gets it figured out. He's gonna have some time on his hands, unless somebody bails him out. And back to James England.
Do you think
What's
he
up,
had a
Pat?
cool, like villain style catchphrase when the cops came in? Like,
Yeah.
it's time for you to dust off.
Breathe
No.
this.
No, I mean, I think he was probably too worked up for that. You know that this when they came in, this is like entering the lion's den right here. Like this was his last hurrah. You know, he was pretty intense once.
Probably
everybody
said,
came
"I'm gonna kill myself."
came in his duster garage. Yeah, that's more along the
Kind of
lines.
screamed, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Coming in
not gonna
closer, and I'm going to clean you. I'm going to clean
Not
your
gonna be
clock.
real composed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. I hope for his case.
I'm going to blow
Gingrich
you
is good.
away.
Let's get rid of those loose hairs.
I doubt it, since the cops made a point to talk about how he was pathetic and squirming in the report. So, but maybe who knows? Maybe because they were so impressed and like emasculated by his wittiness. Who knows?
Says to never
Potentially.
spray into an enclosed space. Your mouth's an enclosed space.
Yeah.
If you see someone do that, it's gonna distract you because it's cool. You know, like it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see.
What?
I'll be honest. I
Dust
pussied
off
out of
flame, dust off flame. It's
I
pretty cool.
pussied out of igniting it. Like if this was hairspray or anything else, I would have lit it up. But
Yeah,
It's not that cool. I walked into a dust off party once and it was not.
I'm saying
was
that
there.
when the flame
Yeah,
happens,
it was not cool, was it, Pat?
no, the curtains of the home that the party was at were held together by Mountain Dew 30-ounce cups cut in
Yeah.
half from Taco Bell.
We excused ourselves pretty quickly.
Yeah, but were they lighting it on fire? That's
They
the cool
cut
part.
the Taco Bell cup
No,
in half and then used
You
that
had to
sit the curtain.
huff it all. No,
I'm not saying
There
you
was
were
not-
distracted by someone huffing it, but
there was none to be lit.
We didn't get the
Fire.
memo that everyone was going to be melted into the couch.
You want to dust off or
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different kind of thing. Anyways, hopefully Gingrich, figures it out. He's got some time on his hands. Back to James England. Yeah, you emailed us. We said it, James. Vote for Jimmy England, America's favorite chef, americasfavorchef.com/Jimmy-England 2025. Something. Go there. Just look it up. Vote on
that
Facebook.
guy's a cop now.
Which guy?
The guy who was hosting the dust off party.
yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
I had to drive him to things, and I learned a lot about him that day. I was like, okay.
he's gonna know what to look for. He's got real world
driving
experience.
to Office Depot.
High school soccer.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If you are sitting there gripping a can of dust off and thinking about, maybe there's better ways to handle my emotions and feelings. There are. And this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Did you know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month?
I did now.
In case, now you know. in case you didn't know, therapy can be super helpful to pretty much anybody, everybody, whoever could use some help just bouncing things off somebody else. Nobody's without some mental anxieties you might be thinking about from time to time, and therapy is a great way to bounce them off trained professionals to give yourself better perspective as you navigate all the complexities of life. This Mental Health Awareness Month, let's encourage everyone to take care of their well-being and break the stigma. A lot of people are scared to go to a therapist because they think, hey, there's a stigma with that. There's none. It's just helpful. The world is a better place when people are healthy and happy. Therapy has helped me with all kinds of stuff, whether it's like better understanding my relationship with food, which was important for me, or how to stay sane with raising toddlers. It's been helpful. It's all, I think it can be helpful to anybody. And BetterHelp is the easiest one of all to get started with therapy. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapists from their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists with a wide range of specialties. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. It's so, very easy to just pick up your phone, get on your with your therapist on your phone, right on the app. Don't need to go anywhere. Don't need to have to go into an office or anything. So even if you do have a worry about that stigma, don't, because you don't even have to leave the house. Nobody knows. You're just on your phone with the app. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. We're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/hardfactor to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hardfactor.
Yeah, great. Okay, guys, I got a story for you. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. We all live in neighborhoods, right? HOA. Yeah. Mine doesn't have an HOA. How about you guys? HOAs?
No.
No.
My neighborhood's old enough.
We had a
No
neighborhood
HOA.
narc who drove around, and she was like supposed to report those type of things, and they were supposed to fine you if you had your trash out and stuff. And she gave up on the job because no one wanted her.
Yeah.
Well, if there's no HOA, how do you enforce it? The only way to enforce it was if they can fine you and shit.
It was like a contracted company, and she was supposed to send reports to like an HOA,
Right.
and they were supposed to fine you. But like everyone's good luck in this neighborhood is what she figured out.
Right. It's a free for all in my neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got a scenario for you. Let's say, unbeknownst to you, you've moved into a county where being naked, as long as you're not trying to arouse yourself or others, is completely legal. Okay. And one guy, full-grown man in your neighborhood, is taking advantage of that law, that loophole, and is going on totally nude strolls around your neighborhood. Wow. How about that, huh? How you handling that, huh?
That sucks.
Yeah. How you gonna handle that?
That stroll takes a toll.
Stroll. It's a naked, fully grown, hairy man taking a stroll butt naked around your
I'm
neighborhood.
gonna find out his schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Certainly going to avoid, the trail. Yeah, when he's on it.
Well, he's not on the trail. He's on your street, pal.
Okay.
No, honey, no, honey, no. Leave him alone.
He's walking by your mailbox, dude.
You got to pass this guy with your kids, like as you're walking the dog.
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would just talk shit straight to his face, Wes. That's how I'd handle it.
Yeah.
I would talk shit directly to him. I'd be like, no, when I'm walking by with my kids, Pat, I'd be like, nice call, man. Nice call on the outfit.
Yeah.
Great call on the outfit.
Yeah.
You fucking retard. Great call. Hey, good call, bud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kids
I
is
agree.
a good point.
I agree.
Well,
that's not illegal either, Will.
No, you can tell
say
him
whatever you want to him. That's not illegal either.
Freedom
I don't
of
think you can
speech.
threaten to hurt him within arm's distance, but you can say whatever you want to him. That's mean. That's fine too.
I certainly would. If my daughter had to walk straight past his wrinkly old penis on the sidewalk, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a reality.
That's how I would definitely handle it for sure.
That's a reality in Cowley County, Kansas.
Gross. Kansas naked dude.
Yeah. It's there. It's
not even California.
Arkansas City and Winfield, small little county outside of Wichita. And here's the news clip about what they've been dealing with.
The Cowley County Commission is looking to change an ordinance that would make it illegal to walk around outside without any clothing on. The discussion comes after neighbors complained about a man walking around naked. Right now, there's nothing stopping him. Cakes Johnson Schifferdecker shows us why and what the county is doing.
People living in this neighborhood just south of our Kansas City are upset, saying the man who lives in this house walks around naked.
Most of the concerns were there were children in the area. Most of them was where he was walking out to his mailbox or on a public road in the nude.
This outraged Kelly County residents like Pam Crane, so she made some calls.
Quickly found out that it is completely legal for somebody to walk nude in public in Kansas.
You're sitting inside, you got the door open, and you see this naked man walk down in front of your house.
People in our Kansas City react to a neighbor who regularly walks through the neighborhood fully nude.
It's pretty disturbing.
Neighbors like Kathy and Brody McCoy tell me that it's been happening for nearly 2 years. They say that it's inappropriate and it's time for it to stop.
I don't know. I didn't know what to think, and my friends were like,
That's horny.
"Is that guy naked? Why is the guy naked
He wants to
walking?"
take this one back.
Especially in other people's property.
You got little kids. My granddaughter's out here all the time playing. It's just disrespectful, and she shouldn't be able to see that.
It's just not right to me.
Like, should I touch it?
A little kid shouldn't have to see any parts of man or woman. Even if it
wanted
was
it.
a woman, still
Or
be
a
very
woman.
wrong.
I mean,
They've
or a
tried
woman.
confronting the man, but say nothing changes.
He told him to get out of his yard, that it was a free country, and he'll do what he wants.
Kelly County Sheriff
Should I
David
date him?
Folletti explains why this isn't
Well,
against
sure.
the law, county or state.
The statute that deals with this closely is lewd and lascivious behavior. And unfortunately, in that statute, we have to show that he has an intent to arouse himself or others. We were not able to prove that in this case.
We knocked on the man's door, but he didn't answer. In the meantime, residents like Crane say they're glad the county is stepping in.
I expect that there will be something within a couple of weeks.
So there you have it. So that was 3 weeks ago, as you heard. It's been happening for 2 years. And I want to point out a few things that you might have missed.
That's amazing.
On the man's house in the video. First up, he likes things that dangle freely, of course. So wind chimes, right?
Sure.
He likes things that dangle. Next, he's a Sooner, as you can see by the OU sign. He's claimed the neighborhood as his personal nudist colony, just like the Sooners claimed their territory long ago. Right?
That makes sense about the Sooners.
And last not least, he's a man of God who likes to show his wang to little kids.
To look in the Bible, technically, people are supposed to not be like ashamed of being nude, but the problem is that you have laws and then you have little kids walking around, and it's not, that's in the Garden of Eden. That's not that's not in the real world.
Thinks he's Adam.
So and I guess he does think he's Adam or something.
Does he leave the door open?
He leaves everything open.
Is it like an invite?
He walks to the mailbox naked.
Yeah,
and
that's not so bad. To the mailbox naked. Not
to
so
the
bad.
mailbox.
It's
on your own
strolls.
property. On your own property, I don't care at all. I've had neighbors that get nude and do like sunbathing on their own backyard. You can see them over the fence, whatever. Don't care. Doesn't bother me at all.
Backyard is completely different.
Mailbox is out front.
Front yard.
Even
facing other houses.
Will you be driving your kids home and the guy's naked by the mailbox?
Or if you were walking
That's
the dog.
tough. But if he's on his own property, less of an issue. It's the stroll. It's the going out on the sidewalk.
Right.
And then you have to pass the neighborhood kids. That's where it crosses the line. Okay.
Well,
I'll tell you what they need to do. It's pretty easy solve here. And they called it out if you were paying attention. The statute's lewd and lascivious. It's similar in San Francisco, right? As long as you don't have a hard on, you could be nude. You got to get the hottest chick in town. You got to get the hottest chick in town out there.
Right in front of him. Yeah.
Bend over, drop something, get him to pop a bone.
Yeah.
Get that high school kid to document it. He'll like it. And
I didn't know what to think when it started getting hard.
Outside of maybe some high beams and like an enlarged clitoris, it's hard to tell when a woman's aroused. So she could just go out naked herself, up the stakes, Pat.
That's right.
She couldn't get the lewd and lascivious, so you got a hot naked chick out there, and he's fucked.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Side
also
note.
insulting that they don't think he's arousing anyone with his penis. It's a little
A big
insulting,
chick.
right?
Yeah.
He looked like he was tall, had a dad bod, and it was pale.
Yeah. He's probably got a decent schlong to look at. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
And that's
You
what
probably
makes
wouldn't
the
walk
inviting-
around if it didn't hang a little bit at least,
right. Exactly. But the county did spring into action, and today
No one said he was dickless, right?
Right. Today,
Nobody did. No, I didn't hear that in the testimony.
They did pass a new ordinance, which is going to make it illegal for this man to take strolls. It comes with a Class C misdemeanor, a fine of up to $500 and 30 days in jail. Exceptions to this new ordinance they passed today will include children under 10 years old, mothers that are breastfeeding, and some other examples. I don't know. So grown men penises are not allowed. Children under 10 penises allowed.
I think that's a good change.
Yeah.
Is this a Sandlot type of thing where no one asked him to not do it?
No, they asked him. They asked him.
Quick note: Elon Musk, right? He bought that house on Lake Austin in one of those cul-de-sacs with the houses that are on the lake, and apparently his neighbors are pissed at him because he's got a ton of traffic coming in and out there. He built a 16-foot chain link fence around his house, and the dude that lives across the street from him, who's the president of the HOA. Elon called the cops on him because he took a piss in his backyard. And the guy did an interview with the Chronicle. He's like, "You got me, Elon. I was walking around my backyard, had to take a piss. You got me. You got me with my pants down. They filmed me with the cameras."
In other news with Elon, did you see his city got approved?
Starbase? You mean Bocas Chicas? I'll always call it Bocas Chicas.
It got officially ruled a city because no one knew to vote, or only his people voted, and they landslide now have a city where they can make their own rules and such. So Elon,
I think it's because it's only his people live there, basically.
Yeah, but he's now like god of that city, and I think they can come up with their own laws and rules and shit. So steer clear of that city. Don't get a DUI in there unless you want to be his slave forever.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Guys, the Fire Fest of book festivals took place over the weekend.
Okay.
That's right. Fire Fest, but books. I didn't know this because I'm not on TikTok, but there's a thing called Book Talk. Okay, and it sounds like a good thing. It's a place where independent authors are developing followings, right? Talking about their books with book nerd ladies mostly. Authors like this chick who writes on her website, it's, "So, you're looking for that unhinged, height difference romantasy, huh? Well, read my romance book, okay? Or my fantasy book, or whatever book it is."
Is she really tall, or she likes really tall guys?
She's saying, ladies, you want that tall dude.
Yeah. Unless she's like 7 feet tall and you just can't tell.
She could be tall too. I don't know. Anyway, the book festival that took place over the weekend was A Million Little Lives Book Festival. Okay, and it was a book festival for fantasy, romance, and adventure books, mostly written by ladies for ladies. The website says it's the perfect event to make more bookish friends. This event will include a vendor hall, panels, a content creation room, fandom cosplay meetups, and a cosplay competition, and a ball. That's right, Saturday night, it was a ball was the main event. It was in Baltimore, Maryland, and no one showed up.
Oh,
it was a real dud. And
nobody
TikTok,
reads anymore,
People do. I mean, it's a big thing. But TikTok, I guess, did not turn out, or it was really shittily promoted. Here's one of my favorite TikToks, which is some of the ladies, look, we love the big girls, okay?
Shout out to the big girls.
Shout out big girls. Some big girls, some readers in their ball gowns that they dressed out for on Saturday night, running down the hall of the Baltimore, Maryland hotel to the convention room where they thought they were going to be met by some sort of, I don't know, Beauty and the Beast meets Cinderella book fantasy, and it turned out to look a little bit more like an empty convention hall.
It's like the Willy Wonka. They got Willy Wonka.
Oh, I thought they were having so much fun. No,
like Willy Wonka. Let's hear from. This is a compilation of some of the TikToks.
This event that happened yesterday, the Fire Fest of Book Talk, and I haven't seen any mainstream press about it. And I'd really like to be able to help some of the authors affected. So let's talk about this. The event was called A Million Lives. It was in the making for about a year and a half.
I planned my pregnancy around this event like a clown.
But it looks like it was thrown together in 45 minutes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. About 100 people showed up. Big old convention hall.
They had brownies.
Yeah, they had brownies. That was at the
even
ball.
Willy Wonka experience had decor. This was advertised as a black tie ball. But that's not even the most egregious part, because this was part of a whole weekend for romance and fantasy authors.
Oh, God.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
You take the V out and it's a million lies, right?
It's a million lies. Saturday night, the influencers and authors were set to have the ball, right? The food was cookies on the table, no DJ, no decorations, nothing. The music was provided via a Bluetooth speaker.
Someone's Spotify playlist.
The security guard had.
What did it cost these idiots?
It was $50 to $400, or sorry, $50 to $200 for a ticket.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. So how much? So they. This is one of those scams where they didn't make a lot, then, right? Because they only made what? If there's 100 people and there was 50 to 200 a ticket.
They were hoping TikTok would do the
I
work
didn't see
for
100.
them.
So it wasn't a scam. It's a little sadder than that. It's just that you get a fantasy book reader to plan an event, and she's never planned one before. In her head, it was going to play out a lot better than it actually did.
No. All my
She was like,
followers.
we have the location, so I'm done.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
real
tough.
sad situation. A lot of authors showed
Hey, maybe
up.
they could have used their imagination, like in a fantasy.
That's true. On the first day, it was 20 to 30 people.
No, the room's full.
Not good.
That's tough.
See, everyone's here.
So why are they
eating.
tattling on themselves? If it's just they're like, look at how bad our community is. I
that's
planned my pregnancy around.
He's
this.
like, I'm such a loser.
Well, that's a fantastic point, because here's the deal.
Oh my!
Putting themselves on blast, basically.
Here's the deal. There were 20 authors, okay, and about 60 attendees. So like maybe 100 people were affected total, okay?
Right.
And instead of saying that was a bummer, they went online to just blast their community.
Yeah, I mean, like none of the authors had any idea no one was coming. Shouldn't each author have like friends and family or like followers that are coming? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, no, there was 20 really big authors on TikTok, but unfortunately, again, to Will's point, this is like the testing ground for whether or not their community is ready to move to IRL. And,
right, and they're not.
Yeah,
they're not.
And they're not.
They got a fraction of a % engagement. Probably not even all the book talk members of that town showed
Not
up.
a very social community in terms of getting out there. Yeah.
If you would have showed up in a knight's uniform, though, you would have cleaned up.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
True,
we
dude.
Should, we should go to the next one and just film like flirting. Just clean up.
Yeah.
Come on.
You got to clean
If you're
up.
single, you got to storm a romance fantasy.
Yeah, it looked
book
like
talk
80
festival.
desperate women. I didn't see a single guy there. Yeah.
I mean, talk about an investment. You get a suite. What's a suite cost you? $400 a night, and then maybe $250 in decorations to make your suite look like a castle.
Exactly.
And you
Would
become
you like
the
to come
king.
to my chambers?
Yeah.
You just have an orgy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. All of a sudden, no one's reading anything.
It's a wild night.
Read my lips. Let's
You're gonna be getting grapes, dude. That's amazing. That's great.
You're gonna be reading his pregnancy test.
Read the room, honey. It's time to bang.
Yeah.
You ready for an epilogue? All right. Yep. Let's end it with a couple dummies real quick. I love dummies in the news. Big fan. I like this guy, for example, an Atlanta man and business owner who wants to remain anonymous so people don't go after his business is suing the NFL for $100 million for emotional distress because he's a big fan of Shedeur Sanders and he was caused emotional distress when he wasn't drafted until the 5th round.
What?
No, that's not true.
No, it's true.
Did he file a lawsuit himself?
Yes, and he's defending himself.
Okay.
He's going to
court. So the judge will tell him he's an idiot whenever it makes it to the courtroom.
That's the plan. I mean,
yeah.
You don't get to be all the way up to a judge and take this seriously.
Right.
Yeah, he's not happy. He was all set with his Browns and Giants hat. He thought he was going second or third. The Browns hat worked out just 4 rounds too late and $100 million of stress too late.
So he didn't even have to buy a new hat, and he's suing for $100 million.
He's distressed. Well,
by the way, I was right. The ratings in the draft were way up through the later days.
Oh yeah. So look, you couldn't draft until the 5th. You had to keep the ratings high.
Well, maybe that's what he's talking about, Pat, because he's defending himself and he's saying the NFL colluded against Shador, which would be more of a Shador versus the NFL thing, in my opinion.
Right. Wouldn't Shador Sanders be entitled to 100% of this?
Not random man who it's been said has no personal connection whatsoever with Shador. It's not his cousin or his friend.
It's just a fan.
It's a fan.
I love Shador. You don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like suing a coach for benching your favorite player.
It's exactly like that. The man who's going by John Doe in the lawsuit has absolutely no personal connection, like I said, and he said, he had all the NFL owners colluded to not draft him. It was mentally frustrating and debilitating.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's trolling, but obviously he's going to get $0.0 awarded to him, and he will probably have to pay some sort of court fees for the 5 minutes of court he's granted before the judge scolds him and tells him in their however many years of residing, they've never seen such a frivolous case.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When John Doe,
John Doe.
Proving a point.
Yeah.
It could also be a troll. It could also be a troll.
It could be a troll.
Yeah, it could be a troll.
He doesn't have to pay lawyer fees, so it might just be like, oh, I don't want to know who. Don't say who I am, and then say who I am. I have a sports business. Come check out my trading card. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but
come check out my trading card. It would be a good marketing technique.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, insane. But if I'm a judge, this is the type of case I want. It really breaks the day up, like
oh yeah, that's great.
It's a laugher. You don't have to ruin anyone's life.
You're waiting all day to talk to that idiot, and you have something planned to insult him at the end, but it's going to be a fun interview before you insult him at the end.
Try to keep a straight face to him. You have a good laugh with everyone in the back. All right. Speaking of courts, this second set of dummies involves a court. The Clayton County Jail in Jonesboro, Georgia, went into lockdown this week after convicted murderer Julian Brooks DeLoach went missing from his cell. Not good.
Ooh.
Julian,
he's got a shiner too. Who'd he kill?
He killed someone back in 1984. It's also not good that if you're listening, a convicted murderer is in a jail instead of a prison, unless he's awaiting transfer post-sentencing or doing some court thing, which was this case kind of. So DeLoach actually did his murdering in 1984. Great year in book. He was on loan from the state prison to the county jail for a recent misdemeanor he committed, and I don't know what that means. Like he's an international club soccer player.
He was out.
We'll give you DeLoach for the season. You give us a few $1 million.
Look, these guys are boring the shit out of me. Can we mix it up a little bit? Can we get some new guys in here?
Yeah, well, you get DeLoach for a few months. We'll
give
take
me DeLoach.
You got a lighthearted murderer on your hands.
Give us your biggest
things up in my jail.
Give us your biggest pussy from the jail, and we'll put him in DeLoach's hardened prison. And
I want
DeLoach.
I want a slippery guy. Yeah. I'm real bored. Someone's gonna challenge me, try to get out.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's what happened, I guess. And they were doing a head count at the Clayton County Jail, and this fucking murderer has up and vanished like a fart in the wind. The guards spent all night looking for him, checking every cell and room like 25 times. They're like, "Hey, I got 15 murders. Did you get to 16? Because I can't get to the 16th."
I knew I shouldn't have traded for DeLoach.
Couldn't find him. So they finally
told you he's slippery.
Yeah.
Did they come and pick DeLoach up? Did they do? Was it a trade back?
Yeah, well, they did. They did tell us he was slippery, so they couldn't find him. So they finally put the place on lockdown, realizing that once they did, that someone was going to lose their job, which is maybe why they took so fucking long, giving the murderer a potential 6-hour head start by not putting the place on lockdown, because they're like, we're going to fix this. We're going to fix this before we have to report it. So eventually they go on lockdown. They have to tell their bosses. They have to tell everyone there's a murderer missing. And it turns out they're right. Someone is getting fired and 2 people are getting demoted because DeLoach was in a before and after court holding cell all day and night connected to the county jail.
They just didn't know he's there. He's just sitting there.
Thank God I was beyond reproach.
Yeah, exactly. They found him by himself 13 hours later and asking in the morning at 7 a.m. asking if he could go to the bathroom finally and have some water while he was sitting on a metal bench by himself. Whoops. Yeah, no one knew he was there because
it's like losing your keys and then going all the way to the dealership to get new keys and then finding them as soon as you get home.
They checked every cell, but they didn't check the courthouse cell.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah,
there he is. Keys recently, Will?
We just left him in the courthouse all night.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Exactly. The Clayton County Sheriff Levon Allen said there was a mix-up of who was going to take the inmate down, and ultimately he was left inside the holding cell. And he goes, and someone's going to have their asses handed to them. And that's why he's recommended that 2 of his people be demoted and 2 of the courthouse jail people be fired, basically. So he's saying it's more of their fault, the courthouse.
Someone poached Deloach.
Yeah.
How do you lose a murderer?
Yeah, that's what Allen's saying. Yeah. What in the fuck is going on here? Oh, he's right there. So that's apparently awesome. The place closes at 6, the holding cells, and everyone goes home. But Deloach was still in there, so someone at 6 was like, "I'm sure someone will come get him."
It's amazing.
Yeah,
they just left him.
That's it. Good news.
No, I mean, somebody had a hot date. Sorry, Deloach.
Good news.
That's why they call him Deloach the Roach.
That's right. Do not approach. What the fuck? If Alcatraz is a 3.5 out of 10, what is the escapability of this place? Pretty low, you'd assume.
Yeah. With those
this
guys.
guy wants to get to Alcatraz. Probably
they won't even report it if you go missing because they don't want to lose their jobs. The sheriff's on their asses. Anyways, that's about it. That's about it for today.
Nice.
Yeah. Don't lose your murderers. Get out there.
Keep track of them.
This is going to be a tough one to broach, but we've lost Deloach.
Maybe he's sitting in coach. Get out there and have a great fucking day.
The cream of the crop!